Hello, everyone. My name is Jerónimo Escudero. I work in P&G. I'm a senior brand director in our brand function, and I'm here to talk to you today about the journey of Power in Progress. This has been a joint effort with the Superstar team, and joining me today, we have some of our members.
Hello, my name is Sarah Avila Murphy. I'm the Senior Director for Analytics and Insights at P&G.
Mark?
Hello, I'm Luis Miguel Mesiano. I'm the founder, creative chairman, and CEO of Alma.
Hi, everybody. Mark Villegas, Senior Brand Director, Brand Building Integrated Communications at P&G.
So first thing, before we start the conversation, we wanted to set up how we got into this project in the first place. It all started about a year and a half ago when Luis Miguel Mesiano and members of the Hispanic Star came to us with an opportunity to help drive visibility to the urgent need to provide help to Latinos, to Latino families that were struggling with COVID. We immediately realized this was a big need and something that was particularly important for P&G to take a stand on and drive work going forward. So we commissioned the project, and 2 weeks later, we were live with a beautiful manifesto called Estamos Unidos that brought a point of view of unity as a way to generate impact or resources to help solve this urgent need. The campaign was executed and across multiple touch points, TV, digital, and complemented with local community support, where P&G was able to donate essential products, PPE, and importantly, raise funds to help provide this immediate relief for families. But we were not done there, yet we realized there was much work to be done. So we formed a team, you can call it a SWAT task force, to go and explore what really were the structural barriers getting in the way of Latino progress in America. And with that in mind, we started what is now Power in Progress. First question is going to go to Sarah. Sarah, I would love your perspective and point of view on something at P&G we hold dearly, which is consumer insights and consumer understanding. What work did we do to set the course for this beautiful campaign?
Thanks, Hero. Just so everyone knows, Hero gave me a call on a Friday afternoon and said, I have an amazing project for you to work on in addition to your day job. And we're going to go and change the lives of Hispanics around the country. And of course, I jumped all in. The first thing that we always do at P&G when we're trying to understand a deep human insight is we sit down and we really hypothesize and we call it know what we know. We understand the previous work that's been done, and we start to formulate an idea of what we think the true consumer tension is. And while it's good and bad, I'm a little embarrassed to say that we were pretty wrong at first. We thought that maybe the tension was different than what it turned out to be. And so we were falling a little bit flat. So we commissioned a great piece of work with our partners at Civis, who really helped us dive deep and really understand the core tensions around the country and how they varied based on different levels of acculturation. But there was one thing that was common across all different groups of Hispanics, and that was that they wanted to be seen first as American and very close second as driving American progress. All too often, Hispanics are produced in the media and in politics sometimes as people who are detracting. They're taking jobs, they're taking resources. But that's not actually what they're doing at all. They're the only group that's actually improving their economic and social status generation over generation. More businesses are created in America from Hispanic women than any other group. And so what we had to really understand was what is it that was missing in the narrative and how could P&G fill that gap? So we came up with the core insight that Hispanic progress was a pro for America. And that's really where it all stemmed from. Regardless of where they are in the country, regardless of their country of origin, this was the number one thing that Hispanics around America could resound around. And so that's where we came up with the core campaign and this beautiful story that we painted.
Thank you, Sarah. Mark, now I want to get your perspective on something that I found equally breakthrough in the development of this campaign, which is getting clear on the objective of the campaign and ultimately the brand promise, and how to position both with the magnitude and aspiration worthy of a P&G campaign.
Thanks, Hero. I got a similar call as Sarah from Hero to do this in addition to my day job, and obviously I think fits really well with my own personal mission and goals to help this community, which I'm so passionate about. So jumped at the opportunity. As we got the insights that really what brought Hispanics together was the shared desire to make progress towards their American dream. What we found was that as they make progress in the United States, the ability of the community to actually support Hispanics diminished. There weren't the resources and knowledge within the community to actually enable that progress and empower it in the way that we would hope for. And ultimately, what we determined was there was a big role for P&G to play in helping Hispanics progress at various levels, whether it's through jobs, education, and health. And really, what we needed to then do was talk about not only why this is a force for good for Hispanics, but also go back to our brands and say why this is a force for growth for their business. And really, the business case that we started to build was that Hispanics are going to be the driving force for the growth of our brands over the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And that by helping to empower Hispanic communities to progress, and by building and getting more Hispanics into closer to their American dream, we're actually going to be able to build our brands in a bigger way. And so what we started to formulate was this idea that, as Sarah was saying, Hispanic progress is a pro for America, and that we are going to start working towards empowering Hispanic communities to have better jobs, better education, and better health. And through that, we're actually going to be able to build the equity and share of our brands with this important community.
Thank you, Mark. So, Luismi, with all this foundational work and this clarity of thinking, you got the brief in your hands. Tell us what really happened inside Alma.
Thank you, Hero. First of all, let me say that it's been an honor, a privilege, and a real joy to work with you guys, and also with Mark Pritchard's leadership. By the way, congratulations on the recognition. You mentioned Estamos Unidos. I think it all started back then. As you might recall, we started as Círculo Creativo. I was the one that came up with this idea of Estamos Unidos de América. And since we had to be on air in a very short period of time, we took it on as Alma. And in this case, I didn't get the Friday call, but we had the luxury of spending more time. And to me, it started with getting the right team together. And I knew that the Gaves, Gabriel Ferrer and Gabriel Reyes, would really bring a different perspective. They're both, young Hispanics that have made a difference, not only at Alma, but in the world, in their own world. And I figured that working together with them and working with Meg Valls, who led the account team, we would find a way to communicate such a simple notion, but at the same time, such a big undertaking. And we started by talking about the importance of recognizing and helping accelerate the progress Hispanics are making in America to help drive the growth and prosperity for all. And we know that Hispanics are unwaveringly focused on progress towards the dream of a better life in America. You can say that it's our own version of the American dream. And we're injecting energy to the long and vibrant American experiment. But this is, not a zero-sum game. As Sarah mentioned, some people see our gain as their loss. And we needed to find a way to communicate that, Hispanic progress is progress for America. And it's one of those instances in which the campaign idea, and I would say that this is more than just a campaign idea. I think we were able to create a platform. It was right in front of our noses. We kept looking at the word progress, and in our brainstorms, we realized that the concept was in the word progress, and that's how we came up with this idea of pro. And of course, we knew it was important to find the right tone and manner, talk to them in an American context, as Americans first, to Sarah's point, but without forgetting that they're very much Latinos at heart. And we had to find a tone that was optimistic, that showed progress, and this idea of fulfillment of dreams. And, if you think about it, the pursuit of progress is what unites us as Hispanics in this country. But we needed to find a way, and we needed to celebrate Hispanic progress that showed that, we are making a difference. And I think we found a very interesting platform. It's a platform that celebrates all the positives of Hispanic progress and boldly calls for all to recognize that Hispanic success equals American success, that our pursuit of a better life betters the lives of everyone, and that Hispanic unity got us this far, but now united with P&G and with Hispanic Star, we can go even further than ever before. And we showed how Hispanics are putting the pro in progress with a powerful spoken word anthem using words that all begin with pro. And through the power of repetition and narration and the use of typography, the audience would be able to associate every Latino accomplishment as what it is, a pro. And if you bear with me, I think it will be great to show the video here.
Is Hispanic progress a pro for America? Some people still question it. They see our gain as their loss. But when I see mi gente, all I see are pros. I see protagonists pushing the country forward. The producers and protectors, the programmers and professors, the providers and proprietors, the self-promoters and thought-provokers. About the only thing I don't see are procrastinators, because we're too proactive. So, is Hispanic progress a pro for America? Most definitely. That's why P&G is proud to join Hispanic Star to empower our communities through better jobs, better education, and better health. Because they see what we see, that our progress will always, always be a pro. Help us power progress at HispanicStar.org.
Wow, it's such a great spot. I still get emotional every time I see it. And Sarah, Mark, I would love to get your thoughts on what we found when we looked at the spot, even in its early stages, and we did some consumer testing. Any insights we got from that helped us shape the campaign further?
Yes. So, Hiro, I agree with you. I get chills every time I see it as well, watching this beautiful insight come to life in such an amazing way. At P&G, we're very data driven. And so we we actually held off on no amount of testing of this spot. It was that important to us. So we brought our best capabilities to bear. In some of the initial artificial intelligence learning, we actually saw that this copy resonated incredibly well among ethnic groups of various forms, as well as with Caucasian Americans. And as we dug deeper, what they talked about, every one of them, was that this level of progress is something that every person wanted to aspire to. So how beautiful that this copy is evoking not only Hispanic progress as a pro for America, but if Hispanics can do it, I can too. And I think that's a big reason why this copy is scoring so highly. Not to mention that we spent a lot of time thinking about the tonality of it. Mark, I'm sure you have some comments on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the tonality of the film really strikes the right balance of being positive, but also at the same time addressing head on some of the stereotypes and beliefs that Hispanics face. So while there is some negative sentiment in it, which I think we needed to bring to life, I think the net feeling that you're left with is one of hopefulness and optimism. And I think at the end of the day, one of the reasons why you have that feeling is because it's easy to make a point of view or put an opinion out there. There's lots of brands doing that, and these more purpose-driven ads. A lot of times, there's not really a lot of meat behind them. What is the brand actually doing to make the situation better? And I think one of the beautiful things that Luis, me, and the team were able to accomplish is putting forth the point of view that Hispanics are givers and not takers, and all the pros that Hispanic progress has on the United States, but then also really integrate in a really meaningful way what P&G in partnership with Hispanic Star is doing to push the progress of Hispanics even further, and how we're empowering communities through better jobs, better education, and better health. And I think that that sense of this isn't just another opinion, but these folks are actually acting upon it and trying to make the situation better, I think also has contributed significantly to the positive results that we're seeing.
Thank you, team. We could not be happier with the strengths of the film, and our plan is to continue leveraging it for years to come to set the stage of our efforts in our work. With that said, this is not just a campaign idea with a beautiful manifesto. It's almost, and we see it this way, an activation platform, something that will extend and guide P&G's efforts over time. And by doing so, we are hoping it helps strengthen the alliance with Hispanic Star and other partners. A way to do so is by helping scale up what we are calling this force for good as a force for growth impact model. It's a model where in the foundation we're guided by two elements. In one, the Sustainable Development Goals that have been shared by the past Hispanic Star Leadership Summit and their partners. And in the other side, the P&G brands or any other brand or call it private sector investor equality and inclusion priorities. With those two things clear, finding the intersection is what really unlocks the support, the engagement, and the activity system that we envision. As per the activity system, there's two distinct elements. There's an element that is prioritizing and focus on helping drive visibility to the message, helping really drive the point of view, and by doing so, challenging the stereotypes and shifting the narrative towards all the positives that come from supporting Latinos. And it's an activation system that includes media, influencers, retail, and many other touch points as we grow. And on the other side, we have the activity system for impact, where we're able to integrate the energy from the private sector, from the non-for-profit organizations at the national, regional, and local level with local communities, and be able to, through that interaction, efficiently drive resources that move the needle at the local level. That is much easier said than done. So it requires building the pipes. It requires testing the pipes as you build them to make sure that they're properly in place and able to extend and expand as more members join the alliance and join the work. So ultimately, that's where we netted out the campaign, at least on our year one. A beautiful manifesto, a great activity system, in a set of programs that have been activated through this system, and that all are set up for long-term growth, impacting and helping drive the areas that we have prioritized on the sustainable development goals that are most in the way of Hispanic progress.
Hey, Hero, one thing I wanted to add, I think just to build on your point, about the activity system is a key enabler of all of this has been our partnership with the Hispanic Star team, because they are the boots on the ground that have been able to build out this activity system and bring together these local community organizations in a way that's just really doubled and tripled down the investment that we're making and helped it to have such a large impact. I think a bigger impact than we've ever been able to have before. And I think that the power of that strategic partnership with Hispanic Star has just been a huge enabler through everything we've done, starting with the insights work all the way through to the actual brand activations that we're starting to execute now. So just a shout out to the Hispanic Star team for all the great work that they're doing.
Well said, Mark. And also, from my side, it's been an absolute pleasure to be part of this team. We could not have asked for a better group. The skills, the passion, the understanding, and the commitment to helping Latinos in America is second to none. And I can't wait. I can only hope and expect some great things going forward that build from the strong foundation we set on year one. We're just getting started.